Hello, welcome back. I'm Richard the Painter. So we're on the transporter. I believe last time, I've been filming these for a few months and the videos are all over the place, so bear with me. But I believe last time we was going to fit the passenger rear quarter. So I've already done that. We've made some tubs for the inside. You can kind of see them. Got some cleaning up to do. But basically, hopefully you can see that. Great big dirty hole in there. So I kind of need to put a piece back in here, and then make something that goes in there. Now the customer's not that bothered about it because it's never ever going to be seen or anything like that. So but we do need to make sure it's tidy, and obviously we don't want a hole in there anyway, do we? So we still have to sort that out. So there's been lots of repairs on this van. If you check the previous videos, you'll see what I mean. It's just been a bit endless, to be honest with you. It actually looked like a reasonable van as well, which is the worst thing. But it's been endless, all sorts of stuff on it. A couple of changes of minds, and then but we are getting there somewhere close. So basically I'm going to try and do the floor today, and we'll try and get the piece below the fuel cap done for people that have been watching. And after a quick double check, I believe that's a bodywork, metalwork done. So then basically we can clean up everything, make sure it's all cleaned up, all nice, all coated. Then we can start bodywork. We can get that done. Because believe it or not, the rest of the van, well, I say believe it or not, if you've watched the videos you'll know, the rest of the van, in between still, any repairs that were needed were done. We didn't have a lot of time to start with, through various reasons, so we had to, where we could, we was repairing bits and pieces to keep the job moving. The wings, although they're not painted properly, they're all painted inside and out. Basically, so once we get the metalwork done and all cleaned up, I can put all them tools away. Then we can start fitting the wings, well, bodyworking, fitting the wings, sealing everything, stone chipping everything. So that's basically underneath done. Once the bodywork's done and it's in primer, it'll come off the ramp, and then everything can be blocked properly, prepped properly, and then we'll start the painting process. We will be painting the roof first, but these have a nice line all the way down the side of them. So what we can do is we can mask that off each side, get that roof painted and out of the way. We can bake that, leave that overnight anyway, and then I've basically just got two sides to deal with then. So we'll start at the back, work our way forward towards my extraction, try and keep the paintwork as clean as possible, because nobody likes flat and polishing, let's be honest, it's boring. But it is part of the job. So we've got to get that done as well. But to start with, let's get this hole filled up, as it looks a mess. So I'm going to get, although I'm kind of set up anyway, I'm just going to get the ramp where I want it and organise myself, and then we'll crack on. hopefully you can, yeah, rubber on. So basically we've, can you see where we are? Yeah, okay. So basically we chopped, that would be like a little chassis piece out if you like. It's not a chassis piece, but it's like a chassis piece. So that is actually quite thick in material. So we've got a piece to put back in there first. And then after that, the customer wasn't bothered about the ridges and everything because everything's getting covered anyway. So then what we've done, wrong way around, that way around. So we've made this plate to go in there, he says. I'm getting it all thrown everywhere now, look. That'll teach me when I'm answering the phone. Right. So then I'm going to punch some holes through here. So we're going to tack that in there because we don't want any vibrations. And then we're going to obviously weld around the outside as well. So I'll get that organised. In fact, this piece is really thick, it's like 3 or 4 mil. And you see I've just beveled that edge there. Hopefully you can see that properly, hopefully. I beveled it because with it being so thick I want it to have as much weld on there as possible. I can't imagine this little piece is going to make any difference whatsoever, but I would rather make sure that we've got a good weld on it anyway. And then we'll clean that off, clean the top off, weld through primer that piece. I'll pop some holes in there now anyway, and then yeah, and we'll get that welded in. Right, I'll get organised. Hopefully you can see that now. So basically that was that piece that was in there rotten and bulged up. See, it's all hold and everything. You see the shape of it as well. So we've just, I mean, it wouldn't have been that important, but I've just duplicated the shape on this occasion. So basically just put that piece back in there. So that's gone. This piece we've cut out. I've overcut it on purpose because hopefully you can see these on this camera. It's just got a bit of surface here. Customer said he wasn't bothered about the shape as such, which is a good job because I don't have any rolls this deep on my bead roller, which is not quite that size, I don't think. Anyway, that was good. So you can see the big hole in it. I haven't cut. I've cut around the outside. I haven't cut anything in the middle. I've just ground it, and it just kind of obliterated. So that bit there we're now going to replace with this piece. So you'll see I've weld through primered because we want something coating on there. On the back of this as well, this is weld through primer. Obviously I haven't done the front yet, but I will do. So just get that leveled out. So then what will happen, there we go. So what will happen now is I'll just work my way around, just tacking it in places, making sure it's level where it needs to be level. Once it's all tacked down and we're level, I'll have to build up a little bit more just there, but that's it. Everything else should be nice and flat. And then we'll weld all the way around, not like we did before, because that was more of a, because it was a lot thicker material. We could just weld that in like a traditional weld, if you like. This isn't as thick, although it's quite thick, it's not as thick. So we can't put that much heat in it that quickly, if you like. I mean, we could, but we don't want to damage anything. But So yeah, we'll get that ironed out and get it welded in. back, just take some gloves off, he says. Right, we've had a few interruptions, so that slowed me down a little bit, but that's it, basically back in now. Nice and solid. So obviously that's what was there. Which we don't want that stuff. All that. Now that's all nice and fresh. We'll just spray. So I use the U-Pole Weld 2 or 3. I tend to spray it, obviously, any area you've got cut open, you want to be spraying it anyway. Doesn't have to be sort of pretty as such, I just like to get something coated. Now when we do these wheel arches and the backs of these panels, when we epoxy all of them, I will sand that back and just put some epoxy on that as well. Underneath wise, both edges were sealed, so we'll reseal them and we'll blast some stone chip around there as well. Try and duplicate basically what was on there originally to a degree. Annoyingly as well, I've just seen that, I don't know why I must have had that kneeling pad on it, but we've also got a bit of a chunk there we have to deal with as well. So while I've got the welder out and I'm working out of this area, I will just take care of that as well. We've had to do like little bits and pieces in here to repair all of these. Same both sides really, I don't know if you can see that one. So yeah, I don't know if I've shown the tubs or not, to be honest with you. Basically the customer wanted some big tubs on, so we've had to cut the old ones off, kind of ish make one, if you like. Now I left a gap all the way around. I don't want the two bits of metal touching one another, so if you look at where are we? In that B pillar, you can see there's like a end of my finger. There's like a big tube of big seam of sealer, and that's basically what I'm going to do. So I'm going to use a terracing adhesive and coat all that on the inside where we've got full access, and then get it all epoxied and coated on the inside, and then underneath we'll reseal from that side, so nothing can get up, nothing can get down, and then obviously everything will be sealed, stone chips, that type of thing. I don't know if you can see inside here, we've already epoxied. You can kind of, hopefully kind of see, just so it's coated, because there might be some bits I ain't got full access to, so we did that before we put the quarters on. Right, I'm going to repair that first one. We'll try and keep this video a bit shorter because some of the other ones have been a bit longer. So that's a bit of a floor repair for you, and then we'll move on to the next ones. We'll probably do that in another video, but I can be a bit more detailed with them. But we've got like basically one more area to metalwork, if you like. I need to chop the outer off to get into the inner, repair the inner, put the outer back on, go underneath the van, and then repair the actual inner. So catch you on the next one. If you like these videos, let us know in the comments. If you want to know anything or anything like that, just let me know. Got somebody else here now, but I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.